pursue her master's in forensic odontology. Thereafter, to her credit, she has international and national paper and posters presentations and also begged few awards for the same. She has contributed articles in both national and international journals and has even co-authored a chapter on recent advance in forensic odontology. She is trained in performing dental autopsies. She has keen interest for forensic archaeology and forensic facial reconstructions. She is actively involved in the field of forensic and has addressed various talks for the graduates, postgraduates, as well as security professionals. She has been invited as a speaker on various platforms. She is actively involved with the international agencies dealing with GVI operations. She has also been honored with the membership of the Institute of Disaster Management and Safety Science, Nigeria. So, Dr. Pooja Chakraborty, I would love to give you the opportunity to present.
Thank you so much, Nidhi. Am I audible clearly?
Yes, ma'am.
Let me know if the screen is visible to everyone. I hope the screen is visible.
Yes, of course.
Good evening, everyone. Thank you, SPCIS, for this opportunity to come and present with you all. Just wanted to know from the participants which language will you be comfortable in? A full English session or should it be a mixture of Hindi and English? Can anybody of you please reply to my question? Okay, so let's start. I'll keep it a mixture of Hindi and English itself. If there is any problem, you can just interrupt in between. So since the session is on question document, there are few things that we need to know about a question document. First is, what exactly do you mean by the word document? Question document, what is it? How are we into the of forensics whenever we are talking about the question document? So these are the few preliminary questions that we always need to begin with. And then we'll follow it up with some of the latest tools and technologies that we use in forensic document examination. So like I said, beginning is what a document is. So going by the book definition, what is a document? It is anything which can record or capture any event or a thing so that the information is not lost. So in simple, what can you define as a document in a layman term? Anything that is recording something. Now, मैं आपको जो भी बोल रही हूँ, you're writing it down. That is a form of document. So usually, in common, a document is a written, but it is not always limited to the written part. It could also be taking pictures or any kind of sound. Let's say for an example, instead of writing down the notes for this webinar, if you start taking screenshots, so that also becomes a part of the documentation exercise. Now, what are some of the cases that we encounter professionally or commonly when it comes to your document examination? First could be the cases of fraud, forgery, counterfeiting, impersonation, blackmail, theft, murder, or host of other kinds and offenses. Okay, let's get one idea very clearly. Whenever we are talking about forensics, always we have this idea back of our mind that forensics is equal to crime, murder, postmortem. But on the contrary, when you read the definition of forensics, you will try to understand that it is actually not always about the criminal part. A big part of forensic also deals with the civil examination. And this document examination, if not directly dealt with any kind of blackmail, extortion kind of cases, is going to be registered under a civil cases. It could be any kind of property property dispute, it could be any kind of loss of no agreement. As in, two companies have signed something which was wrong, or something that is a non-mutual agreement. So these kind of incidents, when you see, it is going to be counted under the question document, or more so under the civil cases. The issues may impact on a person's wealth, property, possession, or reputation. So always it needs not to be revolving around a dead body. That is exactly what I meant to say so far. So the truth about the integrity and the authenticity of the document assumes a great importance. Let's take for example, मैं आपको एक document produce करती हूँ जहाँ पे ऐसा लिखा है कि अंबानी ने अपना सारा property मेरा नाम कर दिया. So if that is the case, there has to be some kind of integrity or authenticity, that whether or not Ambani has really signed it, whether or not the document is real or not. So these are few of the questions that revolve around a question document. Now there are certain components of question document examination. It's a broad topic under which mainly 4 different topics come. First is the document examination. जैसे मैंने अभी एक एग्जांपल दिया कि अंबानी ने मेरे नाम पे कोई बिल लिख दिया है कि उनका सारा प्रॉपर्टी मेरा. वो जो बिल है, इज दैट रियल और नॉट? कहीं ऐसा तो नहीं कि मैंने A4 शीट में कुछ प्रिंट आउट निकाला एंड आई जस्ट रोट अ लीगल डॉक्यूमेंट एंड आई सबमिटेड इट. So that is the first part, whether the paper is legal or not. Second part is authority. Whatever is written, whether it is written in a genuine form, that is the person who should have written उसी ने लिखा है या किसी और ने उसके handwriting का नकल किया है. Third is counterfeit currency. What do you mean by counterfeit currency? That is your fake currency. Now a lot has been said about it in the newspaper, especially during the demonetization. So probably you have a clear idea about it. And at the last of this session, Navni will be dealing with the counterfeit currency part in detail. And the last part is signature analysis. So it's not just about handwriting, it is a signature also. How is the handwriting and a signature different? All these things we are going to cover in this particular session. Now let's talk about few illustrations. When I was explaining what a question document is, you have to understand that it could be various types. Let's say, for example, first is a writing is a document. So anything that you are writing, that becomes a document. If I am saying something and you write it down, words, whether it is printed, lithographs or photographs, are the forms of documents. A map or a plan is a document. Many a times in cases of terrorists, you will see there are some plans, some photos, some maps are there. So terrorists are caught with those kind of things, and that also becomes an act of documentation. Any kind of encryption on a metal plate or a stone is a document. कभी कभी आप देखते होंगे दीवारों पे लिखा गया है, या फिर आप सैंड पे कुछ लिखा गया है, मिरर्स पे लिखा जाता है. So that is also a form of a document because it is written somewhere. And a caricature is also a document. What is a caricature? इसे हम कॉमन लैंग्वेज में डूडलिंग बोलते हैं. कभी क्लासेस चल रही होंगी तो आप देखेंगे एक सर्किल बना दिया, सर्किल के ऊपर थोड़े बाल बना दिया, कुछ आंखें बना दी. That is a caricature. What this doodling does with the question document is it interprets your mental condition. So if you are very stressed, you are actually going to scribble the pen right and left here and there and then show कि आप बहुत गुस्से में हैं या फिर distressed है. Same way, if you are happy, you are going to make happy caricatures, happy small line diagrams. So these are the things that you get to know whenever you analyze any kind of question document. So that brings us to the second part. Now that you know what a document is, my concern is a question document, not any random kind of a simple document. So what is a question document? It is defined as the document whose authenticity is challenged on a number of grounds, or a document or a part of document become a question document when its source of origin is doubtful or under question. So such documents are also known as disputed or contested documents. Disputed का मतलब होता है जहाँ पे किसी भी तरीके का कोई भी आपको संदेह का जगह मिलता है. So that is your disputed. और इसमें हम कह रहे हैं part of a document, मतलब किसी ने मेरे नाम 1000 रुपए का चेक बनाया था, 1000, एंड मैंने एक जीरो ऐड करके उसे मैंने 10,000 बना दिया, या 2 जीरो ऐड करके 1 लाख बनाते हैं।